back up north, and we're noticing these two guys here, these two fellas. I don't know if they're fellas, the girls are guys, but they're together for sure. Because there's this little one who keeps trying to get some food, and they just like attack it. It's breaking my heart. There's two of them that I'm not sure. I know these two are together, and they're eating all the food, so we kind of spread out the food so everybody could eat. But one stays on the outside to scare any deer that comes into the yard. I guess they're hard to find some food. And there's that little one. I'm not sure if you could see him. He's coming. There he is. You see him? Right there. Keeps getting pushed away. Look at that. He sees me moving on the window. Look at the stance he's got, or she's got. I hope that little one gets to see the food in the driveway. That's what I'm hoping. I just don't want them to scare her. We try to put enough food for all of them. One is completely gone, I think. They basically threw themselves on her back and just pushed her off. Sad. It's sad to see this.
But there's plenty for... Look, there's a pile here, there's a pile there. In the feeder, there's like 4 piles.
Okay, so that's the...
Baby?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, they're not... Okay, yeah, that's the baby, you see.
Yeah.
Oh,
why is it that they're not letting her eat? You see how they're just chasing her away? Like, what is going on here?
Oh my God. This is killing me.
I just want to see that little one eat.
I should have spread it out instead of making it one small pile.
So we really haven't recorded much, done much. We put up her recording booth for her voiceovers. But yeah, basically been sick. So we spend the time we did spend up here knitting. Erica's making a sweater, I'm making socks. It was good. Good time to just unwind. Today we were feeling a little better, so we decided, oh, it's so pretty. We decided we were going to go for a snowshoe on the lake. Erica has her skates, but just the thought of having to clean the ice, feeling the way we felt. I'm there like, no way. No skating. We'll go snowshoeing, but no skating. Our neighbor has a pretty house. It's nice and big too. We saw the back part of the house from the lake today. And poor JJ. Since Eric and I have been sick, we would take him out, but we really wouldn't take him for a walk. It was like, okay, you ready, JJ? Just do your stuff and let's go back in. Well, cross country doesn't look hard, but it's a hell of a workout, that's for sure. Oh, my fingertips are freezing already. Holy schmoly. What a beautiful place, eh? She really made a nice investment for herself. Sorry, JJ's yanking at me, so my recording is not the best. It's never the best, but when JJ pulls, it's a little harder. She wants to go back snowshoeing, but I'm kind of like drained. She's going back home. Okay, come on, let's go home. Let's go see Erica. Let's go see Erica. It's a lot of workout. I remember the first time I went cross country. I was so tired by the time we did the trails that I fell asleep with my mouth open. This is Erica's woods too, this section here. Looks fuller in the winter, in the summer. All the conifers are bare right now. You're done, Eric? Come on, let's go see Eric. Come on. Oh, JJ is saying that's it. You're done? Too much? Hey? Is it hard? It's not that hard. I was a lot younger than you when I started.
It's hard.
It is hard, but it's a good workout, that's for sure. These are my old skis and my old duck boots. Look, you didn't even tie your shoe.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, all the way up. You get a pair of woolies. I'm gonna have to make you a pair of socks that go up so you don't get snow on you. Okay, this is a relic.
Painful.
Was painful? Downhill is easier, eh?
Downhill what?
Going skiing.
I don't know.
This is...
I fell going down.
Yeah, you'll live. It's good for you. Come on, JJ. Ah, my poor hand. I gotta put this in my pocket so that defrosts and then switch hands. I never had this problem. All of a sudden, my fingertips are the only things, like these boots, nothing goes. Your toes are like, if anything, they get too hot in here. But that's okay. Canadian winter, you want that. On my fingertips. My daughter says, "Ma, you know they sell gloves, the company who makes these boots, right? I just don't want to wear those chunky mitts." So how's your butt?
Hurt. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did lots of that too. Hi everyone. It's going to be a little short update today. We're just taking the Cheech out for a walk, but I wanted to show you. This is what you call a fir tree. It's a conifer. And how you know it's fir is the needles are flat. I'm not sure if you can see these needles. They're flat, and if you look in the back, I'm not sure if you could focus, you'll see a little white stripe. That you know for sure is a fir tree. Fir trees are also very medicinal. You could take some of these and you could put it in a kettle and with hot water, and you can make yourself a fir tea if you're sick, if you have a cold, if you're just not feeling good for whatever reason. You can make a tincture that you could use on wounds. It's antibacterial, antiseptic, antifungal. It's also good for respiratory ailments. So if you have anything like a chest cold, very good to make tea from this and to drink it. Or if you make a tincture, you could just put a couple of drops in your mouth and that'll help. But you could also make cough syrup. My daughter and I are going to be making some, so we're going to take some of this home when we leave, and I'll make a little video showing you how to make cough syrup out of fir tree. But very medicinal. There's my daughter and my Cheech. So we pretty much relaxed this week that we were up here. We came up on Tuesday, and all we did really was shovel our way into the house. The snow blower the snow guy didn't come to clean the driveway, but he did end up coming a couple of days later. And but we pretty much just relaxed. We weren't feeling good. I mentioned it earlier, and we feel so much better. We've been drinking that fir tea. We had the kettle right on the fire, on the wood stove, and just keep that tea going. And that's all we drank. I think Erica had a cup of coffee. I had 1 cup of coffee, but most of it was the fir tea that we were drinking. You could also make it like a chai tea. I didn't have any cardamom here, but all I really did was add some maple and a little bit of cinnamon, and that fir tea was delicious. If you drink it plain, I mean we drink it plain, it's a little more medicine-y. It really has a strong medicine taste, but that's what helps you, right? And I feel like 100%, well, not 100, but I'd say 98% better. And we've been drinking that since, I would say, Wednesday. And we're doing so much better. What a beautiful day today. Look at this, guys. Just want to show you what we have going over here. This place is just magical. This is our neighbor's property. I keep saying how much acres he has, and he sold quite a bit of it. And over here you can see none of the neighbors came because they can't even get into their house unless they cut down this wall of snow. So these guys, most likely, look how beautiful it is. I'm not sure if you can see it. I can't even zoom in. I'm wearing gloves. But it's so misty and beautiful over the lake. The snow is just falling lately. These guys obviously come just in the summer because there's no one who made an entrance into their property. It's funny, I was telling Erica, I said, your other property is just pine trees. It's a pine forest, which has its own beauty, right? And this place is mostly conifers, like the fir. and the yellow birch, white birch. There's some poplars, but it's like a whole different look. So it really is nice. But it really is a magical place here. So we brought up her knitting. Erica got me back into knitting. I used to knit when I was a lot younger. Never used a pattern. I would just grab those needles. I mean, I was taught by my mom, so there was no pattern. My mom came from Italy and really didn't know how to read any pattern. She came from the hills. You knit how you knew to knit. She taught me to look at a picture and basically knit. Look at the picture and figure it out. So that's how I used to knit. And then I was young. I had my first daughter when I was young. Back then, that's how you did it. You got married very young, and you had kids when you were young, and you raised a family when you were young. I still did knitting. I would do knitting for my first child. Name's Amanda. Who's no longer a child. She's got the twin girls. I would make her stuff, but I wasn't crazy knitting where I used to knit and crochet for myself. I used to make myself dresses, sweaters. I would just pick up the needles and do it. Like I said, I basically learned from my mother knitting and crocheting, but I used to make myself all kinds of dresses. Back then, the style was dresses, crochet dresses, knitted dresses, sweaters. I wasn't that great in making, well, I made sweaters, but not the elaborate ones where there's lots of colors. Basically, the sweaters I used to make was just one color. So anyhow, so Erica decided, she goes, Ma, I like that sweater. Can you make me that sweater? And I'm looking at it because that's how I learned to knit, right? You look at a pattern. I says, yeah. She goes, but can you make it with all these colors and patterns? That's a different story, right? Because I've never done that before. I didn't even know how to read a pattern. Anyhow, a long story short, she got me into knitting. She bought me some wool. I had some needles, and then I bought some yarn, and I started making socks. Now it's my third pair I'm working on. Erica's already. How are the socks you're wearing, by the way? The socks you're wearing, they're warm?
They're very warm.
Very warm? Good. So Erica's wearing, I've got pictures. I guess I could put pictures to show you. But the pictures you're going to see, they haven't even been blocked. So they're just right after they were knitted. I blocked a pair today. I started with socks. She's trying to make a sweater, which I'm very proud of her, because for someone who basically never really knitted, I mean, she would make scarves, and I think she did more crocheting than she did knitting.
Yes.
Eh?
Yeah.
I'm like very proud of her. So she's
coming out a bit smaller than.
coming a little smaller, but I told you why that's coming smaller. Your needles were smaller, so you're gonna get, but I'm sure Bella's gonna love it and fit into it. If not, it'll be a gift for a child.
Well, she'll fit in that.
You know?
Especially after
You block it. Yeah. Anyway, so we started to knit again. So Erica's actually making the sweater, and I'm just playing around with socks because I'm learning how to read patterns. Someone who used to just knit without patterns, but simple knitting, right? I'm not talking anything fancy. My mother was more, she was able to do fancier stuff. But crochet, I had no problem. I could crochet anything I saw. Let it be unfancy, let it be fancy. I also made my own patterns both ways, crochet and knitting. I wish I still had those patterns, those sweaters and dresses I made. Anyhow, so your long story short, we started to knit again. And it's so addictive, so addictive. I'm excited that I did start again, so thank you, Erica. And now she found a place where, being vegan, you usually don't use any animal products. But she found a place where they have a couple of animals that need shearing no matter what. That hair's got to come off. But they do everything humanely. That means
They don't raise the animals to be killed.
yeah, they don't raise the animals to be killed. As long as you do your best and your part to not harm the animals or the planet, I think you're on a go. Like, we don't kill animals. If anything, we save animals. A lot of people say, oh, you have a cat? You're not vegan. Well, I saved that cat from a cold winter. Not one. I saved 7 of them. At one point, I had 7 cats in my house. I loved each one of them. When they passed away in my arms. So, you know, we do our best, right? We're not going to not take a cat in the winter because it's not a vegan option. You know, that cat was going to suffer. I'd rather that the cat doesn't suffer than a cat that does suffer. For me, that's the way I see it. Now, some people will say, well, you're not 100% vegan. Well, call me what you want. I really don't care. That's the way I say it now. I really don't care. I'm not harming. I don't eat meat. I don't eat fish. And I'm not harming any animal. But if I have to save a cat, I'm going to save one. If I have to save a dog, I'm going to save one. A dog could eat vegan and non-vegan. But I'll tell you something. My other dog ate vegan. This dog will starve before he eats vegan. And I've tried everything. So what am I going to do? Not make him eat? He's my responsibility, right? So it is what it is. Anyhow, so she found this great place that's very kind to the animals. Has a few animals, not a lot.
There's even people on Etsy who have pet sheep and they just sell their wool.
Yeah, for sure. You know, those animals have to be trimmed. If they're not trimmed, they're going to suffer. They can't carry all that fur. Unfortunately, people are mean and they created animals for their own greed. And these animals suffer. Come on, JJ. Come on, let's go with your little tiny feet. Good boy. Come on, let's go. Waiting for Mom. Oh, and I want to show you these boots. These boots my daughter bought. Here's mine. Just to see it. Oh, there's mine. There's mine. Erica's is slightly a different style, but these are boots for Canadian weather. If you're ever coming to Canada to spend some time here, I say invest in these boots. Your feet will never get cold. Never. I think Erica's is polar. Yours is polar, Erica? Yours are polar?
Yeah.
Those are polar, these are tundra. So, it can take a little bit of cold. I think Erica's are minus 60. Her feet, she says, Mom, my feet are never cold anymore. And now she has her grandfather's jacket that she pulled out. Yeah. Your feet will not get cold, that's for sure. He never gets tired. Like, we haven't been feeling good. So, it doesn't take much to get us tired. We went snowshoeing on the lake and it almost took the wind out of me. You can see the people that come up once in a while. they have their driveway cleaned. The ones that don't are only summer vacationers. We love it up here. We come anytime we want. Lots of birch, poplar, fir. By the way, Erica collects fir sap, and she makes a great balm. I think she should start her own Etsy shop and put some of her balms and she can sell some of that stuff. It's fantastic. My daughter Amanda's been using one. She goes, "Ma, it's so good." So, if she starts it, I will link it to our YouTube channel. Well, my YouTube channel. She's been busy. She wants to introduce her property. She just didn't get a chance to. Her voiceovers really take a lot out of her. So, busy working, busy working.